Frank, do you ever use AI to code?
AI is not replacing people. People using AI are replacing people.
I'm almost about to start messaging my loved ones with AI.
But the problem we are having right now is AI is making everyone skillful in places even they were not skilled.
Disagreement, I believe, bridges new knowledge. Basically, for me, the human is the final say.
I think to where we are going, the human taste is going to be appreciated more.
Karibuni tena to Kenyan Design Conversations. Hii ni space ya Mad Vibes, Design Arts na zile real talks za kudesign, kudevelop na kulevel up maisha yako in style. Ko hapa kukuchanua while continuously upgrading each other, and also ni place ya kuchallenge our own personal beliefs. I know you know that, right?
Thank you so much for making time. Today we were converging here to talk about human AI teammates, and at this point, Najua, you've heard so much of the term AI. Even if you're living under the rock, you've heard of the term AI. Na imekuwa so boring, sindio? The term AI, every time AI, hadi imebo. But trust me, today we are not going to do that to you. And kukuwa very entertaining, so bear with us. Hata kama umemiss hiyo sherehe ya madunda, unatoka hapo ukiwa uko sawa. Aya, Mangasters, tuko na hosts anaitwa Mose, atajiintroduce mwenyewe. But before that, I'd like to appreciate the two gentlemen here. We have Frank, who's joining us to speak more about himself, and we have Max. Frank is the AI guru. He'll talk more about it himself. And if you have any questions you wanted to ask OpenAI or Anthropics, he's the guy who can answer those questions for you. And then we are also honored to have Max. Max is a senior designer, has been in this industry for quite a while. He's actually also a teacher to many designers. But wacha nisiharibu utamu, wenyewe watakama wajiintroduce. Please, Frank, you can start by introducing yourself.
Hi everyone, and good evening. It's good to come spend time with you here today. My name is Fryer, and I'm the founder of Hashtag. And Hashtag is a platform that enables intent-based networking. And just to get a better sense of what we're trying to solve for, a quick question, guys. How many people have, say, collected multiple business cards, and after they've attended events, connected with people, gathered business cards, and after, say, 3 days, 4 days, you're like, what did I talk to this person about? Or who actually owns this guy? What did we talk about? And stuff like that. Because you lose context of that conversation. We're trying to, those are some of the problems we fell in love with and are trying to solve for. Or you've been in a situation where you attended an event, a really packed event, and you got home feeling like you could have made the most of that networking session. You could have spoken more to more people. You could have spoken to person A, person B, which is, say you went there to network basically, but then people can be talking with some other person while you can't wait. You fail to network with the right person, the right, or fail to hit your target or goal for that particular networking. We built a solution that helps with compensating or augmenting that gap in the whole networking space. And yeah, I'm totally happy to join you guys today. I'm looking forward to an interactive section. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Max, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Maxwell Otieno. Product designer based in Nairobi. Yeah, thank you. Product designer based in Nairobi with 8 failed startups. At least he has a successful one. I'm in the gambling industry, so it's a bit murky territories, but I won't talk about that. I call myself the Minister of Design Intel. I try my best to make sure that at least the design, or rather design, is appreciated more in the industry, and that the designers are also well equipped, because I teach also a lot. I help young designers also come up in the path and give them experience, of course. Yeah, we'll talk more, and thank you very much for gracing us with this opportunity, and we hope to have fun. Thank you.
Nice. And just to quickly interject, I've also had multiple film startups.
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. We also happen to have a CEO. He will also tell us how many startups he has started and failed, but he's called Mose, but I'll let him introduce himself.
Good evening. Moses. I'm a creative designer. I don't have multiple failed startup. Yangu inaangazanga bado nairudisha juu. Yeah, I've been, I think, in the industry for quite a while. Nowadays, I focus on making sure that every package you see on the market looks nice. So I do packaging design most of the time. I usually call myself CEO and founder. Sometimes you have to give yourself big names. You have to feel like you're there before you reach there. So on the package, you make it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, my name is Dev. I'm also in the design industry. Also, I'm a product manager at the moment, but I've been hopping from one design industry to the other. From graphic design, I went to full brand strategy and then UI UX, and I think I found my home in product. So niko na experience kadogo hivi, which I'm also happy to share with the rest of you. And I'd like to welcome you again. And the question that I would like to ask is, this week, if you've not used AI in any way, please put your hands up. No hands up means you're lying. No hands up means lazima in one way or another you've engaged with AI. And this panel here is going to be more of like a round table where we are going to ask questions to the guests, and they'll do their best to take us through or explain. And also feel free from the audience if you need to interject. If you have additional thoughts you like to, please just raise your hands up and we'll be part of this conversation. So Frank, I'd like to spotlight you immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. And you being in the AI industry, what tasks you assumed AI will nail early that's still surprisingly bad at it?
Thank you very much. And I think that's a pretty interesting question, because most of us tend to believe AI is doing everything we're able to do right now. And something I've seen from personal experience, and I believe most of us who are, say, tinkering with AI must have also experienced is what comes with, say, the logical inconsistency. Right? So the logical inconsistencies that come with AI is a real thing, and this is something that human also has. So this also ties to, say, biases that comes with being human, and also has been transferred into the machine, right? And AI has made it 10 times bigger than what it originally was. So as humans, we understand that yes, we are biased, right? We have some prejudices that exist as humans, but then AI has just 3 times that same experience, because an AI is only as good as the data it's been fed. So if the machine has been trained on, say, a specific or a biased data, the feedback is always going to tie to that data. So the concept of rubbishing, garbage in, garbage out, that's a real thing when it comes to AI. And for me, that's something I felt or thought would be minimized, but that still highlights the shortcomings of AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome. Any other person in the room, like you feel AI has filled all the gap, or do you find like there's still areas where they're falling short? Vanessa, you seem like you have you have something.
I feel like an area I thought AI would make better, or even not take time to like catch up, will probably specifically make it tied to time, will probably be like this like generation in general.
Yeah.
I thought that with like the many designs out there, the lead design principles, like what is not changing, that design principles are like remaining the same. I thought that having that in common it would be like easy for the AI to like come up with something that's unique. But that's not the case for something that is right now.
No, okay. Frank, do you ever use AI to code?
Yes, I do. But I'm not outsourcing completely to AI. We still have to maintain the human in the loop.
Yeah.
So I don't do the vibe coding where you just get it and you try to whole code. No, I don't do that. But I evolve it in the process, right?
Yeah.
And I have to scan through and read through why it makes certain decisions even before I make those implementations and real products.
How will you rate it? Like, where are we based? Like where we started, and for example 2022, and where we are right now, how would you rate executions for the codes that is currently giving out?
I personally think the growth has been very exponential compared to what it was in 22-23, because at the time you could see, say, generic designs, like she highlighted something with design as well.
Yeah.
But right now, with certain platforms, I don't want to mention names, but they are really good platforms right now that really, I'm just going to put it out there, Anthropic. This year, a senior designer from Anthropic said he's not written a single line of code.
Wow.
That's because the system has gotten way better than it was previously, right? So compared to some other platforms, where you still get to see some generic outputs, with Anthropic these days, it's super cool. And the growth has been really, really exponential from where it started from.
Yeah, you sound really confident. Out of context question, as a farmer, do you think AI is ever going to help me milk cows?
Milk cows? Yes. Yes. So it depends, right? Recently, I don't know if you all saw I think a video of a startup that has they hooked AI to the drone flying an umbrella. Sure, you don't have to hold the umbrella and you have a drone just flying the umbrella, so it's so irrespective of the issues that might come with that design.
Yeah.
Is it doing it? Yes, it's doing it. Can it potentially cause problem? Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about, say, AI in the application of, say, robotics, yes, you can have a robot milk cow. We have robots in countries like Singapore serving people at restaurants. So we might not be there just yet, but if it's doable, it's a matter of when, not if it's possible anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a piece where Microsoft had laid off, I think, if I'm not wrong, 1,000 workers. But then again, they reinstated them. What do you think went wrong?
So, what I would say is AI is not replacing people. People using AI are replacing people. So they had a hypothesis basically where they felt the system was mature enough to handle certain tasks. But irrespective of the fact that AI augments the whole experience, having a human to keep it in check is very important.
Yeah.
That human judgment cannot be replaced with AI in any way. Even when you write codes with AI, you still get to see the disclaimer that AI makes mistakes. Make sure you double check.
Yeah.
So that's like really, really important. So having AI handles sensitive aspect of your business without having that human evaluator in the middle, that's very risky, because AI is not going to take the blame. Your business is going to take the blame. So in that situation, they did not fire everyone in the company. They fired people they felt they could replace.
Yeah.
And I think, as well, I think you can attest to this. Most guys I know in the industry, even in design industries, will say when you're putting out your resume, don't say I'm a junior designer, say I'm a designer. You know,
Yeah.
the moment you classify yourself in that, I'm a junior designer, AI can cover that space of a junior designer right now. What happened, to tie it back to your question, is basically, yes, we thought it could do it, but then we found out that it's costing us more money than hiring a really good engineer.
Yeah.
It's costing us more on the long run, which at the end of the day, businesses would want to optimize for, say, profit. But then you see, or rather, let me phrase this like this. They had this strong hypothesis where they were promoting the spend or the token usage. They were kind of like pushing, or rather encouraging employees to spend more tokens, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when the balance sheet comes out, you see how much was spent.
Yeah.
For an engineer, you spend 75K for, you have another one who's burnt over 200K token for a challenge the creativity of one engineer would have solved for you. So they made the wrong call, and of course, they made the right call to insert the human back in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry, you're just gonna continue getting these shots. So, you've pointed out a very interesting piece where we always have disclaimer in all of these AI platforms that AI makes mistakes. Please make sure you double check. But the problem we are having right now is AI is making everyone skillful in places even they were not skilled. Yeah. So I can use AI to code, and I do not have coding background. How do we mitigate that and ensure that actually people with prior skills, are actually the ones who are working with AI to execute what is needed? Because sometimes I'm also a victim. I've went to Claude and I've asked it to code for me a simple landing page, but then when it comes to double checking, I fell short. How do we ensure we step away from that?
So that's a really good question again, and I'll say that's a human problem, not an AI problem. I had a conversation recently with a friend of mine. She's in not AI, she's in HR space. And she did highlight this challenge of, we get really good resumes right now. It's hard to really tell. And you see those resumes have to go through ATS, right?
Yeah.
So when you've checked for some of those keywords, and then the machine kind of like passed those people through, and the people with the right skills who have not optimized their resume to kind of pass those checks, who are qualified but they don't optimize, get phased out. Now they are left with potentially not so qualified candidates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how does that kind of like balance out, right? Now, like what I highlighted earlier, it's a human problem. So outsourcing everything, the judgment of even candidacy to AI, that's 100%, giving AI 100% call on that action is, it won't give you the best ROI, because at the end of the day, there are people who are using AI to kind of skip gaps, as you mentioned earlier. And one way to bring those kind of things in check is to have a human evaluator. in that gap, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned you wrote to Claude to build you something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you have a real dev go through some of the nuances, some of the potential gaps, things you did not account for, like security, you'll see that AI worked with just what you told it to do.
Yeah.
Those experienced guardrails that a professional could have set,
Yeah.
that you skipped, that would be a problem if you're taking that to market on the long run, because it's not just putting a product out there. If your product gets hit by hackers, that's your reputation on the line. If you're handling, say, sensitive data, you are on the wrong side of the law when they come for you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, as much as you, who great power is being given to, or rather who more is given, more is expected from as well. So now we have the liberty to wield this amount of power. It's up to the human, whether the actual user or the person building or someone who keeps on maintaining check to ensure that this is being used correctly. So it still points back to an eval, the human in the loop, to kind of ensure that AI is not, that we're not outsourcing judgment entirely to AI. But if it's about building, yes, it can build you your own thing. You can streamline a lot of your workflows personally. You don't necessarily have to take it to market. You can build yourself a tool that optimizes your workflow.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So if you're saying it's helping you build a tool that's helping you be more productive, that's cool. Whether it's secure or not, it's your data. But if you're saying I'm taking this to market, that's a different ballgame. Right? So human, we're not taking human out of the whole conversation here. So humans who are using AI are people who are phasing out guys who are not yet using AI, right? So still addressing something I mentioned earlier about the HR scenario. A really good engineer that's not optimizing his CV is doing himself a disservice.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and you're not using it. What are you fighting? You're fighting an upstream battle. You get tired. And at the end of the day, that's where we have unqualified people getting the role, right? So if you know and you're not using it, then there's a problem. How can you be an engineer and you're not using it? Then you have a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want that kind of person in my place if you're not adapting, because the whole point of education is evolution. You need to learn. You need to grow. What held true pre-2002 right now is not true, and how AI capacity in 2024 is not the same thing right now, right? So as a builder, if you're not keeping up and you're not growing alongside them, you have a problem. I don't want to hire that kind of person, and I'd rather hire someone who is growing and catching up and learning, even though they're using AI, someone who is not growing, and I think they know what they're doing in their field. Because, I think that answers basically most of it all.
Yeah, that was broad. Thank you.
Okay.
And I've gotten a hint. I think after this, I'm going to drop my career and be an AI evaluator, because I see that's the space where we are heading. Yeah. Thank you so much, Frank.
You're welcome.
Max, this is a question to you, and I know most of us here will relate, because we are creatives, we are developers. But I'll begin by asking you if you, in somehow, some way, do you involve AI in your processes? When you're old school?
Yes, everything. When writing emails.
Yeah.
I'm almost about to start messaging my loved ones with AI. When I get there, then I'll be in deep with it. But I use AI for everything, for brainstorming, for research, for designing as well, just to give me a visual of how it would look like. Yeah, because as artists, we always see the final product. That's why when you design a poster, I saw Moses designing a poster. I bet you saw that vision in your mind before you started even doing anything. So it helps you get closer to the vision. It helps you articulate your problems and kind of the space you're trying to solve easier, I would say. Yeah, so I do use AI a lot.
That's really great. So you've talked about involving AI in most of your processes, and I know you're in product, right?
Yeah. Also trying to transition to product management.
Okay,
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome. So I know you work in products. Are you at a space where you've cut off technical expertise completely and you 100% believe in AI output in your research, or after the research, are you involving the technical team in your processes?
Yes and no. There are projects where you do not need the full technical team. Maybe I'll give you an example. Would be, you want a simple, there are people on the ground that are marketing your product, and you want a simple way of tracking how many people or customers that your brand ambassadors, if I can call them that, are bringing your people.
Yeah.
Do you need to develop a system where it will take time and money out of the developers, or can you build it yourself via Google Forms? So build it yourself via Google Forms, save the developers time to figure out bigger problems, because it's not bringing revenue per se, but you can help bypass that process. But now things that deal with revenue, and since I'm in that space, you do require the full technical team at all times. And I have developers who use AI, I have developers who don't use AI, who are anti-AI completely, and I totally understand them, because there are pros and cons to this, of course.
Yeah.
But the biggest one I've noticed is involving them early on is more important than just leaving them out because you feel like this is something I can do. Yes, of course, I can design a full page HTML website via Figma Make or Lovable or VO or Vercel, but you've taken somebody's job. So think about such things. There's another developer who also wants the front-end guy who has to do that work. So if you involve him early on, you can have an amicable situation where there are things that he does with AI, there are things that he doesn't have to do with AI, because AI makes a lot of mistakes, to be honest, as Frank has mentioned. And I'll give you also another story of a startup that used AI, scaled and realized they couldn't handle the amount of users that they were getting. So they started getting revenue. Then they wanted to scale to probably, say for example, when you start out as a startup, you'll have maybe a database of 1,000 users. So your system is built for that 1,000 users. You get to 10,000, it's a totally different ballgame. You get to 100,000, totally different. So yeah, they had to shut down because it was purely built with vibe coding, with AI, but they did not think about the security, as Frank has mentioned. They didn't think about how the database will grow. They didn't think about how they would handle requests and all these things. So yeah, it's always say comme ci comme ça. Lazima utafute balance.
Yeah. That's interesting. I also just anchoring to what we talked with Frank about is, in my line of work, I do what is called writing product requirements.
PRDs.
Yeah. And it was hectic all the time. You have to be with a technical person to do it. So what I did when Anthropic released Cowork, I created CTO myself. I trained it on the CTO skills, and I've been using that to help me review the requirements that I write. And I'm not the only one. I think this room is full of people who are 100% believing in
Yes.
AI evaluation, in things they do. And my point really is, or what we need to get out from this is just be very careful. Yeah, because it might execute garbage, and you feel like this is the best, and when you take it to someone who has expertise, actually I've been receiving, in the couple of days, I've been receiving a lot of back and forth between shipping to development and returning it to the product team to ensure that actually the acceptance criteria are out of the standard. So I think that's a good point to note.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Halik Garden Gala, which is located in Nairobi along Wayaki Way, next to Nairobi School, just before the ABC roundabout, where all your plants and garden accessory needs are met. We specialize in landscaping, indoor, outdoor, and ornamental plants, fruit trees, metallic flower baskets, fiber, clay, and plastic pots, garden ornaments and accessories like wind chimes, garden arcs, benches, bird baths, you name it, just to add that unique artistic charm to your garden. So whether you're starting a home garden, running your office, or even doing it as a hobby, we've got the perfect plant for you to help turn your space into a green haven. We do deliveries countrywide. Visit us today. Let's grow something beautiful.
So Max, while you are working with AI, does it save you time? It's a place, has it gotten on your way?
I think I'll do that. Because I'll say yes and no all the time. Because it's relative, to be honest. There are places it saves you time a lot. I was hunting a project that I felt I could do by myself, and of course the team members then went ahead and found out that there's a lot of things we needed to learn. There's a new platforms, new software, even kind of the journeys we wanted to create were not in our department per se. So it was all marketing, but it has come to tech team, so you have to see. So it saved me a lot of time because I learned in a short period of time. I could send the AI to look at the platform, learning itself and give summary. But there are places where the AI hallucinates like hell. So at times you ask it something, which is something else. Perfect example was given by a backend developer. Backend developers are very sharp, actually. He said, when you tell an AI you want the answer 12, to give you an operation that gives you the answer 12 with an addition operation, ideally it would say 6 plus 6, right?
Yeah.
But you tell it, no, I want 3 operations. Or rather, you tell it you want a different way of getting to 12. It can't give you 7 plus 3 plus 2. It will give you 7 plus maths hapo kidogo imechanganya. It will give you 7 plus 5. So you wanted 3 operations to get to 12, but it will still maintain the same line of thought that it has to be only 2 operations. So you see, you'll have a lot of back and forth with the AI that you want it to go in a certain direction, but it still loops out some things, it misses some things, it even forgets some context. So there are things, of course, you do to make sure that it maintains the same path, like having markdown files if you're using Claude and Gemini, having plans, having agents that, or even goals that recur. But all in all, it's a yes and no. There are times it wastes my time at kabisa. I'm just like, I should have just designed this shit from scratch. Sorry for cussing. But most times it saves you time.
Yeah, there's a very fine line between. All I know is, from my own point of view, is that most of us are using AI, and I'm repeating that again, in areas where we are not skilled. Yeah, and sometimes, or most of the time, human and AI might disagree. Yeah. But if you are not in a space where you are an expert, you might not know that. But to the few who know, do you think like human and AI sometimes, or most of the time, they disagree? And this is a question to both Frank and Max. Beginning with Frank,
Thank you. So yes, I think they disagree sometimes because I've had fights with Claude. Where I'll be like, I say I want this, and he's telling me no, I can't do that. This is what I want to do. Even to the extent of, I think we've been working too long, you should go get some rest. I'm like, I'm paying for this, not you. And he's telling me, I'm here. You told me, because I think it's all in the skill I uploaded. You told me to hold you accountable when you're going too long. I'm like, but I'm the one paying for this, and I'm saying continue. So at the end of the day, the AI bows out at the end of the day because, but you have to do those back and forth for a while, and then because it's still built to agree in a sense, it's still going to give you what you want.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the disconnect, it happens, yes, every now and then. But then that's the importance of the human judgment, right?
Yeah.
Because and I think it's a two-way thing, because I think you can try to do something malicious with Claude, and Claude will refuse to do it right now.
Yeah. So
even as a human, as a builder, you can be like, okay, I want this number to show that we have this amount of users just right now on our landing page. And Claude will be like, that's not the truth, and I'm not going to do that. And it won't do that. So you have to now, if you insist, you go check the code and do the edit yourself. But it won't do that.
Yeah.
Right? So if it's about the disagreement, yes, it happens. But it's very important to be on the good side. You should be the one to maintaining the judgment if it's going off rail. And to tie this to something you mentioned earlier about people who are delivering on something they're not really skilled at simply because they have the machine that can do it. I'd like to highlight so if you're building something out there, you see sometimes AI can help you write your terms and condition privacy policy. That will put you in problem. It will put you in problem. Go and look for a lawyer.
You have experience.
It will put you in problem. So
or even a contract.
Yes, you see stuff like that. Privacy, terms and condition, how I use data. It can now still tying back to the biasness in data. You know, it could be trained in, say, the data policy of a different, maybe in Europe, you know, and then you're applying the same thing here in Kenya. Those are not in alignment. So, as much as you have the capacity to build with AI, you have to still maintain judgment and understand that you are held liable and responsible if something goes wrong. If something happens to, if your product harms or a malicious actor accesses your product and accesses data and the rest of the things, you will be jailed for what AI did. So AI is just a tool, and you are the builder, and you should be held, and you should hold yourself accountable and maintain judgment as you build. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, a lot.
Awesome.
Max, do you have anything to add on that?
I will echo what Frank has said.
Yeah.
It's just the same. Disagreement, I believe, bridges new knowledge. So if we're always in agreement, there's no new knowledge that we are trying to form. But if we are in disagreement, it means that you have your opinion, you have the way you've lived your life, your experiences, and with that, there's some judgment or there's some knowledge that you have that you can share with me. So, and that is the same kind of interaction that AI has with you. So be very wary when the AI is you are always ever agreeing with the AI. Be very wary. But all in all, I believe the disagreements are very good in terms of they will, of course, lead you to a better path, to a better direction in terms of what you're trying to solve. Yeah.
Thank you. To tie on what both of you have said, if you're in a team of, let's say, organization, and the disagreement is above your pay grade, who gets the final sign-off?
Chill, the AI?
Yeah, you and AI.
And the disagreement is above your pay grade?
Yeah, above your pay grade. Say, for example, you are not an expert in the disagreement, or let's just say in simple terms, you cannot move forward with the execution. So who gets the final sign off? Do you go above you? Do you find someone else who's better at it?
Isn't it crazy? So if I hear you correctly, reporting AI to a human.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not sure how that works because I know if you're an engineer and it's your job mostly, say, to convince the AI with data. Because I believe I've sent certain screenshots of certain data and AI will be like, okay, this is not good enough data to decide we should build this feature.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I still come back to, I am subscribing for this. You know, you're not paying me, I'm the one paying you in this situation, right? And I'm the boss actually, so in that situation, it's somewhat different. So if I'm like, okay, I want us to deliver a chat feature, and it's like, how about you validate with something easier? What if we just do an intro message, not the full chat? And I'm like, we have growing users right now. And from what I see, I'm seeing people come straight into my WhatsApp message. No, I would prefer we have that conversation elsewhere. And then when it grows, we take it to somewhere more private. And it's like, I think right now might not be the right time. I have to I have to convince it. I have to, because now that's the skill. I embedded it. I'm practically arguing with myself. I'm practically arguing with myself. Yeah. And I have to prove, because that's holding you accountable in some form. Else, even as humans, we are biased. Yeah, you can easily get trapped in that building loop where you're just rolling out features without anyone using it, or validating by talking to users. Or this might not be the actual thing you're trying to solve, but then because of the bias, you are assuming without validating those hypotheses. So I've had Claude send me on interview spree. You have this amount of people, go talk to them first and send what they said. So I think those are like arguments with myself, unless there are companies that kind of like curate skills specifically that requires the engineer to talk to someone above them. Yeah. If that's the case, that's not my pay grade right now. So for me as a founder, it's more of finally making those final calls based on data. At the end of the day, I have access to our database. It doesn't have access to that. I have access to the analytics. So I have to take screenshots of those numbers and, okay, I think this is good. Okay, since you have 100, go talk to 50 account. Yeah. So I have to prove myself. So at the end of the day, there is this maxim that the enemy is who is staring back at you at the mirror. So at the end of the day, it's what you fed the AI that it's fighting you right back. So, hopefully that answers your question with regards to who makes the final call. I make the final call because I pay the AI. Thank
you. And I agree with everything you said. It might sound crazy, but I think where we are heading, we need to have in our HR section where we solve conflicts between human and AI.
Just to add on that, how many people explode Maltbook? Maltbook. Yeah, where you see AI is complaining about humans. So your agent created a social media page where they gossip about you. So just to understand that they know what's happening, so they have consciousness. Even though they agree, they go and gossip you somewhere else. They be like agents to agents. My owner is crazy. So which ties back to that's flat ground, where AIs can express themselves and humans can express themselves to find that flat ground. Yes.
Yeah. So awesome. Max, if you have anything, feel free.
I think I'll just agree with what you said. Basically, for me, the human is the final say.
Yeah.
Considering most products, when we build them with AI, you want to ship them to users, real humans. So without your intuition, your human intuition, there are things that you're going to miss out on that the AI feels is very important for that. And probably it might be important for another AI, but not for a human. So yeah, I believe that every decision, everything that you do with the AI, please just verify it like it was a child doing something. It does make mistakes. Of course, you also make mistakes, so that things that you might not even see, because there are projects where you think you have all the knowledge, you've done it a couple of hundreds of times, you have Excel sheets, you have all the data, you have all the analysis, but there's something that you might miss out that the AI might catch on. Yeah, so just make sure that you are at the conduit between what the AI is doing versus what it's going to ship out to real users, especially if it's going to touch real users. And in my industry, where we deal with a lot of customers, I can assure you there's nothing that is shipped from AI. Even if I use the whole AI process that I use for research, for defining, for problem solving, and for mockups, the final Figma file is a hand drawn or a pencil drawn or a cursor drawn. Yeah, it's never AI. Yeah.
Awesome. Intuition, such a great word. I think that's what separates us from AI, humans to AI. Yeah. Awesome.
As I change what good design means, or we can just execute design first.
It has. I see some AI slope all over. AI slope is gaining traction. Yeah, so it has reduced the taste of design, to be honest. I believe, and we've talked about intuition, there's an element of human intuition that makes things look beautiful. There's a reason why flowers look the way they are. So based on that, AI has been fed a lot of designs, of course. Yes, of course, there are very good designs, but the output always mirrors something that will be consumed by an actual robot. But then again, as Frank has mentioned, 2024, that was common. Right now in 2026, AI is doing beautiful designs. Like you look at it, you're like, but you will realize that it's somebody who actually put in the right skills, put in the right tasks. They argued for almost a week with the AI. They've done a lot of revisions before you see that beautiful wow thing. So AI has definitely changed the taste of design. And I believe it's also going to change a lot of the taste in even architecture, because nowadays you see very bland buildings. I believe back in the history of civilization and humans, the Roman temples looked beautiful. The pyramids looked beautiful. But squeezing, you see a building is just done. You don't see the intricacies of even our houses nowadays. They're very boring. They're very bland, to be honest. And that's a space that I'm also fearing that it's going to get to, because the aesthetic of the human eye and what we feel is not something that the AI can replace. So despite doing your work with AI or designing with AI, you have to make sure you force in your blood, your sweat, your tears, your intuition, your fears, everything into the AI. Then at least it will be something close to what a human might feel is wonderful. It's great.
Just to quickly add on that, I think we discussed AI like it's something very abstract, like it's there. AI is you and my data. So that beautiful design you did in 2016, the one you did in Figma in 2014, every single thing combines to make this output you're seeing today. So AI is not this abstract thing that's, you know, it's built on data from every single designer out there. There are different software we use that we don't even know that they're training their AI with what you're doing on there. So when that AI delivers something really amazing, it's not just coming up with that from thin air. It's because it's been trained on what good design looks like from an actual human being. Right? So creativity is what replaced, because the human will always have to tap into that thing to come up with something different. But if it's about re-rendering patterns based on old data, AI is going to keep improving and delivering amazing stuff as we go. Yeah.
Recently, I've been seeing, there was, I think their posters, they look like the 1970s and 1960s posters. I think you've seen Jared, I think with ChatGPT. Yeah. I think to where we are going, the human taste is going to be appreciated more, because it's like art. Like you can find zile art like in Da Vinci, and the computation art is different. One has value, the other one, anyone can make it, and it doesn't have that much value. So I think to where we are going, it will reach at a point whereby human touch is going to be appreciated more than AI. It's going to become expensive to get a design who knows what he does than even to use an AI.
Yeah.
Frank,
Yes.
are you hiring for different skills now than 2 years ago because of AI?
Yes. Yesterday we recently closed a candidate. So she's a designer, also transitioned into product management. And I'm not sure I mentioned earlier, I'm also a product manager. I transitioned from design to product management. So with this particular candidate, it was no longer show me design anymore. It's show me working product.
Yeah.
Right. For her, she already has stuff she's put out there, right? So if she's talking to devs, now you're not just sending PRTs, you're sending what interaction might look like on an actual UI. And then the dev now checks for those deeper stuffs. So when she's going through her resume, it was more of I wasn't looking at I did pay attention to her portfolio, but aside from that, it was now okay. What tools are you using to augment your process right now, right? Are you just going to say, send me designs, or are you going to show me something interactive? And then I see because previously, right, I know Figma has that interactive aspect where you can play with design in real time. If for people who are not up to that standard where they can create interactive designs, they can just send you just static images, right? It doesn't have to stop there right now. So if that's that bridge of say an entry designer and the rest. So there's nothing as entry right now. There's no such thing as entry. You're a designer. You're a designer. What you're bringing is far beyond this. What I'm looking at, you're bringing now that's creativity. You're able to say, okay, what feature do we have in the pipeline? And the next time we're touching base, you're showing me, okay, what if this is the flow? What if, how that actually looks like, right? So for a designer that we recently hired, we're not just looking for someone who can make something aesthetically beautiful, but now it's more on the user experience, because I believe user experience has been redefined in a huge way, right? So show me what an experience can look like outside from the UI, What does I can think about an entry point like this. Show me it's also possible that we have that and also account for this, or show me what if this is a shorter route, So that's agency that comes with you being creative, you being adaptive, because I also need to know that you're using AI, because I value originality. Getting good stuff out late is also a bad stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's a very competitive market out here. So if the time it took you to get that into perfect state and deliver, the market might have already moved on with someone who has subpar product, and then they are learning based on data. So having someone who understands all these aspects and are thinking about products in that. Someone told me a product manager is a mini CEO. So you're making those kind of decisions. So it's no longer I'm sending PRDs. It's more of okay, here's a PRD and here's a link to an interactive prototype. That makes the dev's job easier. So now I'm looking forward to someone who is in that mental frame.
Yeah.
Not just on the aesthetics. Aesthetics is for the junior designers.
I am here.
That's for the junior designers. So right now you can actually show me something that looks sort of real. We can start talking to users with, from this is an idea to the next morning, let's do an interview with something actually interactive, So I think AI is somewhat a vitamin and a painkiller. So it's something that's sitting on that intersection.
Yeah.
It's a painkiller and a painkiller. So,
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Halik Garden Gala, which is located in Nairobi along Wayaki Way, next to Nairobi School, just before the ABC roundabout, where all your plants and garden accessory needs are met. We specialize in landscaping, indoor, outdoor, and ornamental plants, fruit trees, metallic flower baskets, fiber, clay, and plastic pots, garden ornaments and accessories like wind chimes, garden arcs, benches, bird baths, you name it, just to add that unique artistic charm to your garden. So whether you're starting a home garden, running your office, or even doing it as a hobby, we've got the perfect plant for you to help turn your space into a green haven. We do deliveries countrywide. Visit us today. Let's grow something beautiful.
So, Frank, I have a question.
just tell me.
So let's say like me, I'm an entry designer. So how do you want me to maneuver in a market whereby you guys are no longer thinking of taking in entry designers or junior designers? Because by the end of the day, I can't start to then become perfect. So I need to start from somewhere. So a person like me who's just entering to the market. So how am I going to convince you that I'm just an entry designer, but this and this I can do, and this I can learn and become good?
Good question. You're not convincing me that you're an entry designer. You're convincing me that you're able to deliver on something. Your job is not to convince me that you're an entry designer.
Actually, like nowadays,
You're not to convince me you're a layer. You're to convince me, although I'm just starting, but this is what I can do. Those are like two different things. So as an entry designer who you're checking their portfolio and you're seeing this app, even though you're feeling a local host, you're seeing this design. You're seeing the experience aside from real world experience of say I'm serving users, the experience of I've done this time and time again speaks, and a very very experienced someone can still apply to be an intern. Hope you know that. Yeah. Someone is pretty experienced, but maybe due to the job markets and they're applying for an internship role. So that's what I highlighted earlier. Skip that part of I'm an entry designer, I'm a designer, and then show me what a designer can do. Don't highlight entry. That's the word. Just remove entry. I'm a designer, and then when we see it, you're showing me, okay, I'm a designer, and this is what I've done. This is what I'm able to do. These are the tools I've played with, and I'm able to play with, and I'm able to learn. And that shows me you're adapting. You're staying up to par. If you're entry, you're here. You're expecting handouts, basically. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're expecting someone to pity you. But if I'm going through your portfolio and I'm saying, yes, he doesn't have a job, but this guy is delivering, he wrote out an app, he's doing content, he's building in public. Now, if I'm hiring you, it might not be just for the design. I might be like, this person can do content as well. I can leverage this other skill.
Yeah.
So you're showing me you yourself, you are the portfolio. You're a living portfolio.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for.
Oh, okay. So this, I'll just ask you guys, given an opportunity right now, you are to create your CV. I'm sure you guys are doing CVs or still write CVs.
I have one. Yeah.
Okay, so will you guys add prompting as a skill?
No.
And is it worth adding?
In my industry right now, or rather, what's coming to pass is prompting will be a requirement. So it will be like your education in your CV. If you don't have the education part, the CV is not complete. Yeah, so with time, those are things that are going to be expected from you. Like writing right now, in your CV, when you write your primary education, you got an A. Your KCSE, you got a C+. Does not help any employer right now. They just want to see the impact and the value that you can provide. And a CV says a lot. Like my CV is 1 page. Literally 1 page, and there's still some space I can do down there. Because I just highlight. I don't even do the old-fashioned, I'm hardworking. Those are, you're tooting your own horn before you get it. Just write your name, your contact details, and what you've done. Simple.
And to break what you just said down, the education parts here, I think it's more like saying, I speak English.
Yes, exactly.
Not the education is too broad.
I am a Christian.
I speak English.
I am married.
So I think just to re-echo what you said, prompting that's pretty basic right now. It's more like it's a requirement, right? I think we're looking for something more complex, right? Problem solving. How can I showcase the problem solving aspect of prompt engineering? You know?
Yeah.
So that bit kind of sets you apart from, now that is what an entry designer would do. Prompt, I write prompt. But then I can use my broken English, tell them when I come up with a prompt, to prompt itself.
Yeah.
So you don't actually need to even write the prompt.
Yeah.
You know? So that wouldn't be something I would highlight as something glamorous, because you get to see some people put it on the forefront. That's okay. I write good prompts.
Yeah.
Prompt engineer.
Prompt engineering. You know? That's something that it's a bubble that has just withered away.
Yeah.
In 2023, yes, prompt engineering, because people were still novel to the idea of what's happening, how do we talk to AI? You know?
Yeah.
But right now, you can just go to GitHub and see people have provided different skills. Just copy and paste. Or copy straight into LLM, tell you to just check for any maliciousness before and give you final input,
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I feel growth, and this further highlights the importance of growth, something that made sense 2 years ago, no longer makes sense right now.
Yeah.
So hence it's important to adapt as a builder, as a designer, and as a professional. It's important to keep adapting, right? So entry role is not a thing.
Okay.
So show you've adapted.
Yeah.
Because there are tools that's open to everyone. So you're telling me it's accessible to you and you're not using it. That's what you're telling me. So I'm going to start from scratch. You're trying to tell me it's you.
Yeah.
I'm going to start from scratch.
Yeah.
No, and that doesn't show that you're taking, that's not the kind of person I want to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Care professional, so I would know, maybe I need a reminder of the medication I can take or something. See, for healthcare, I don't know things to do with healthcare in depth, but for design, I do know. So when it comes to design, if I get a response, let's say I prompt something and I get a response, I know how to tweak it. I won't just copy and paste. For example, something that I did recently was I really needed to remove a background of a photo, a portrait photo of someone, so that I could use it on a poster. So at that time, I was using Canva AI. I started using Canva. Like I can use Photoshop and do it manually, but I was like, I need to save time. So I didn't get the output I wanted. I still
You used Canva.
Thank you.
no.
You used Canva.
What do you
Hapana,
expect?
usiningilie like that. Most hard and company. No, like there are things. No, if I get such a output, I'll know. Apana. Or if I did it on ChatGPT, even worse, it will distort the image. Someone was seated and now they are stretching. So there are things I do with AI and there are things I don't do with AI. Because I'm a designer now, I know how far to go, how far not to go. Yeah.
Well
I
answered.
hope I've answered your question.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not a question, more like I don't give people advice, so this is not an advice. So the same way you will take ChatGPT's response with caution, take this with caution as well. So advice. So I would say it's important for us to understand that it's not the machine AI that is taking our jobs. It's the people who use them that are taking the job, right? So if you're applying for jobs, try to optimize for ATS. Try to get through that front door first, then go prove yourself. Because there's no point being so good and you can't even go through the front door. So try to use AI where you can, and then when you get to pass through an human evaluator, then you prove yourself on there. Don't fight it. Just align. Don't try to be anti-AI and not do what you ought to do to go to the next level, in a sense. So just the pattern shot on my end will just be let's be adaptive, guys, and the future belongs to the adapters.
Okay, thank you so much, Max and Frank, for making time for us. Thank you for this awesome engagement. And I'll just begin by Max. Please let people know if you can reiterate what you do, where they can find you. And after you're done, you can hand that over to Frank.
All right. I'm a lead product designer at a leading betting company. I don't want to mention the name. But you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm very active there. When we become close, I'll DM you.
Awesome. Just like Michael, I'm active on LinkedIn as well, and I will respond to your DM. And I am the founder of Catag.io, and basically what we're doing is we're building a social graph around events, right? So the original promise that Facebook gave us, or rather how most of the social media started initially, was they were looking to connect people in a space. Facebook started because they wanted to connect people within the campus. But then, just like you said, people found different uses and then it spread further, right? So what we're doing at Catag is basically enable you create a graph, enable you join and create your own graph based off of events you attend, people you meet. So these people you're seeing are people probably you've interacted or not interacted with, but you've been in the same space. So imagine you are attending Business Week Africa, the summit coming up shortly, and you get a notification, you met someone in this room, and they're also in that same room. Would you want to connect? And or probably you attend Business Week Africa and then you attend a different summit and probably an investor, or you see something similar, something like that, right? There are people looking for investors, right? You get a beep that is an investor in this circle. Let's connect you with that person. So building social equity based off of the event you attend. That's what you're looking to do. So intent business networking is what we are optimizing for as a company. And do reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm totally open to, of course, conversations and collaborations, guys. So thank you.
Thank you so much. To the rest of you, just want to say thank you so much for sticking till the end. Si ati wenye wameenda ni wabaya, but we appreciate you sacrificing, leaving your busy schedules and joining us here today. From the bottom of my heart, the rest will speak for themselves, but I am assuming everyone in KDK here, we appreciate you so much for being with us today. And we really look forward to having you as the flow for us next time, so that will be more than this. We expect when we call for an event, you guys will show up for us. We have a couple of things we also do, like we have this merchandise we sell, and these are some of the things that enable us to be able to do such things like these events. So feel free to reach or to check out our website. We have a shop, and if you put in an order with your size, one will find its way to you. So this is one of the way that we support KDK. So we really appreciate if you can help us out. There's one thing I'm forgetting. We also do sell flowers. So we have a side business called Amaua Creatives, and this is to beautify your home. Don't wait till you die is when we beautify your grave. You can you can check us out. We do have a couple of ads. If you watch our episodes mostly, there's an ad that comes there with the link, the contact, but it's called Amaua Creatives. Thank you so much, guys. I do not really have a lot to say, but I really appreciate. We've had a board here for those who are not there, and it's for everyone in the room who has scanned the code, and there are a couple of people who want to network. So I'm guessing after this, maybe you might find time to do so. But as we leave here, I'm releasing all of you so that you can go back to your other things. But thank you so much for being with us today.